Hello everyone and welcome back to our European Journeyman series with Napoli, our fourth club of the series. We are getting towards the end of the season now. We joined halfway through, and since we joined we've had a remarkable upturn in form after a poor start to the year, after replacing the old manager, and it also means we're on track to try and win 2 cup competitions. And in today's episode we'll take on Torino in the league, then Fiorentina in the league, before facing Torino again in the TIM Cup semi-final second leg, which will be the 5th time we've played Torino in the last couple of episodes, and then we'll finish off at home against Roma. So this is a crucial episode for deciding if we're going to get league football or not, because if we beat Torino we'll jump up to 7th place, just 2 points behind Roma and 6 points behind Fiorentina. If we beat Fiorentina, 3 points behind them, and also beating Roma would put us above them regardless of what they do in their other match. So it's quite an important episode, and I hope we can get 4 straight victories to keep us on the right track. I think we'll probably get a draw in this episode somewhere because they're quite tough teams, but with 3 home fixtures there's no reason we can't do well. But it all starts with a win against Torino, which is not exactly a given, although we have played very well against them the last few times we've faced each other. But for this game, we are going to put out our strongest squad. It is the international break up next, so I'm not too worried about player fitness, which means that Morgenstern, Pires and Gabbiadini are the front 3. Sensi partners Asensio, with Diawara behind them. Traore, Musacchio, Koulibaly, Svensson and Murray are the defensive line. Ball spread wide, it is cut out. Now it's Sabara, over to Wijnaldum. He's pitched it over the top, and our old player from Valencia, Gregovic, gets in on goal, and he's managed to find the bottom corner as well. The recovery tackle wasn't good enough, and Murray didn't dive, which meant the goal was always going to happen. Koulibaly wins the header. Morgenstern down to Sensi. Across to Asensio, he's looking for that left flank. Pires back to Sensi. There's Traore in behind on the left flank. Only 2 people in the box, but Gabbiadini's there and he's put it over the bar. Well, worth noting at half-time, we are playing appallingly. 4 shots, none on target. Torino have been completely in charge of this game. We need a much better second half to get back into this. Morgenstern can't get the shot away. Asensio finds Svensson. Back to Asensio. Sensi in a good area. Pitches it to Traore, but the ball is headed away. Sensi back in and finally cleared properly. Although Asensio is coming back at them. Gabbiadini's shot is just about saved. We finally get an effort on target. Corner from Asensio. He sends it towards the back post. Cleared out by Gregovic. Morgenstern in there. Finds Sensi. And that shot has gone straight into the bottom corner. His first goal for the club, and he's pulled us level. Heading into the last 5 minutes or so of this game, and we are still struggling to create chances. Torino very much in charge of this and really deserve to win it, but Douglas Costa keeps the ball, does let Torino get it back, but here's Selegas back to Costa. Now Morgenstern out wide to Svensson. Lots of players in the box. Selegas is there. It's hit both posts. So close to a winner there, Selegas. Well, there's just a few seconds left. Svensson tries to get it in. Wijnaldum will clear it, and that will surely be the full-time whistle. A really frustrating draw to get against Torino in the league because it stops us progressing up the table, and we really should be beating them. I mean, we were lucky not to lose with the way that Torino dominated that game, and we do at least for now move back up to 8th place. But Torino, just 3 points behind us with the game in hand, could try and come above us, so the goal difference means they can't. We are only looking up the table though. I do think we will go up a few positions to at least 6th, and as it is at the moment, 2 league positions give you the Europa League, and then I think the TIM Cup also allows you to qualify for the Europa League. But given that we are probably going to face Juventus in that final, we will probably lose the TIM Cup, which means that 6th place will be granted the other Europa League spot, as I understand it. So that is where we're trying to aim for. We need to finish a minimum of 6th in the league. So we've got 4 points to make up and a game against Roma to come. It was a huge missed opportunity against Torino to make up ground in the league, so this makes the match against Fiorentina even more important. We need to get a win today before we face Roma, otherwise we could completely lose all of the ground before we even get to the end of the season. So I want to make sure we get the win today. The team is pretty fresh after the international break. We are putting out pretty much our strongest side with Morgenstern, Pires and Gabbiadini in the front 3. Odje, Asensio and Selegas make up the midfield, with Traore, Musacchio, Bastos and Florenzi the back 4, and Murray in goal. Perez with the free kick, sent towards the back post. Bastos won the header, but Dragowski just pulls that one out the air. Dragowski sends the ball long. Musacchio with a clear header now. Odje sends it out wide to Perez. He can do some damage from that flank, but he does lose the ball to Manquillo. Now Odegaard into Yemerson. Batista over the top looking for Duvan. Musacchio gets across. Sends it over to Murray. Ball sent long towards Gabbiadini, who heads it down, and now Morgenstern has it, surrounded by 3 players, but manages to find some space and find Florenzi. 2 players on him. He's always going to struggle there, but he gets the ball back from Blint, puts it into Gabbiadini, into Morgenstern, and there is the gap at the near post to give us the lead. An important goal in our season. Traore with the throw towards Odje. Traore again loses out to Manquillo, who's getting a few tackles today. Now Odegaard looking to cause us problems, but Odje recovers. Musacchio to Asensio. They're really high up the pitch, and Perez has been played in behind. He's got people in the middle, cleared away. Florenzi will try and get it back in. Instead it's Selegas. Now Asensio. Over to Odje. Perez stepping inside, looking for Morgenstern, but it's cleared away, and now Odegaard can counter-attack. Well, defenders managed to get back, but it looked like a dangerous situation for a minute. It's still pretty dangerous, and Duvan's been played in, but Murray with a good stop. Florenzi over to Asensio. Odje to Morgenstern. He sends the ball brilliantly to Perez, who's got him behind the defence again, but that's a really poor effort on goal. Duncan to Batista. Ball looking over the top, and Bertaccini's been played in, but Murray just chests that one out there. We're into the last 5 minutes. Fiorentina with the free kick, and there was a free header for Holt at the back post, and now we've got to try and chase victory. That was so lazy. He was completely unmarked at the back stick. I don't know how they've allowed that to happen, and now in the last 5 minutes we need to press for a winner. But Fiorentina have looked the better side. There's a highlight here right towards the end of the game, and it doesn't look like it's going our way. Stojkovic loses it to Bastos, so Quesada wins the header. Odje trying to look for Quesada again. We just can't get the ball up to him. It's Yemerson right at the end of the game. Batista trying to put the diagonal in, but Traore has it. Now Musacchio. Can we get one more chance? It's Gabbiadini into Sensi. Ball over the top. Again, they can't find Quesada, but Odje onto Perez, stepping inside. Back to Odje. Free pass to Traore, who puts it over. Gabbiadini arriving, and it's in there. And Gabbiadini's done it. He's scored in the last minute of stoppage time to give us a late winner. How many times has Gabbiadini popped up with a goal when we really needed it? And that could well be a crucial 3 points in our race for European football. Absolutely fantastic resilience from the team. There's the full-time whistle. After the disappointment of going down with 5 minutes to go, that really was a great goal, and that will do wonders for the team and their belief. Now just 1 point behind Roma, who we face next. They need to win to keep their gap at the top, and we also close the gap on Fiorentina down to 5 points with 9 games to play. Well, after that excellent late win against Fiorentina, we now need to do the job for the last time against Torino. We've had a pretty good run against them. That really annoying draw in the league, the one disappointment, but we did beat them 3 times in a row before that. If we beat them today, we will set up a final appearance in the TIM Cup against Juventus, which hopefully leaves the scope for the league open to 6 places. Even if we lose that final, we still have a good chance of making it into the Europa League, but we need to finish at least 6th, hopefully higher if we can. And we do also have the Europa League, which is a possible route to qualifying for the Champions League as well. So there's a lot of room to get into Europe if we perform well for these last dozen or so games. But we do have a big match against Roma to come, so we need to make sure that we aren't too tired after this game, so there will be some early substitutions, I think. We do already have the advantage in the first leg of this. We won 3-1 away, so it's going to take quite a job for Torino to overturn us. I'm not sure if the away goals rule applies in this competition, but I would be surprised if we lost to Torino, to be honest. We are going to still put out a strong team, though. Morgenstern will continue to lead the line with Perez and Gabbiadini. Odje, Asensio and Diawara are all back together in midfield, with Traore, Musacchio, Koulibaly, Florenzi and Murray making up the rest of the team. Corner from Florenzi, sent into the near post, and Musacchio nodded it on for Koulibaly's defensive partner at the back post to give us a lead, and that should knock Torino out of this competition and set up our final with Juventus. Perez goes past one player. He's got people in the middle to aim for, fighting with 3 defenders there. The ball's given away to Morgenstern though, and his first time shot was maybe the wrong option. If he'd taken a touch, he could have created a better angle. Barber sends the ball back to Helander. Barber again. Sends it forward to Rabuono. Cataldi to Messina. Slow build up here. Wijnaldum looking to come forward. Cataldi over the top for Del Monte, who's got in behind. He's in on goal, but Murray with another good stop. Traore sends the ball into Diawara. Now Asensio. Out to Traore. Loads of players in the box for him. Morgenstern's one of them, and that was a beautiful turn and finish. And he is looking a better and better striker every game we play. Koulibaly wins the header. Odje brings it down. Now Musacchio onto Traore. Odje out to Pires. Not seen a lot from him in the last couple of games. Odje out to Traore. A little bit crowded out there, so he goes to Asensio. Now Morgenstern switches flank to Florenzi very quickly. Gabbiadini further in the pitch to Asensio. Odje into Pires, and as I say, he hasn't done much recently. He was always going to score, and he makes it 6-1 on aggregate. Messina over to Rabuono. Now Wijnaldum to Cataldi, looking for the ball over the top, and Bernardi's got onto it. He's got a man in the centre as well. He's looking for him now, and Del Monte with some nice movement finds the gap at the near post to make it 3-1. Corner from Florenzi, sent towards the back stick. Diawara's header won't win the ball. Vaz chases after it. He then sends it all the way over the field to Florenzi again, who beats one defender. He's got another coming out to him, 2 to beat here, but he still dinks it back to Vaz on the edge of the area, who's brought down in the box, and that will almost certainly be a penalty. Well, it's Asensio to step up from the spot, and he's found the back of the net as well to make it 4-1, and this is a very convincing victory. Well, there is the full-time whistle. It's a convincing 4-1 demolition of Torino. 4 wins and a draw against them in the 5 games that we played recently is not a bad return at all. It's just a shame that draw came in the league match where we desperately needed the points. But it does mean that we are into the final of the TIM Cup. We did win it a couple of years ago. Juventus won it last season, so hopefully that gives us a bit of good fortune going into the final, which will be played on the 4th of June, so quite a long time from here yet. It's actually the final game of the season unless we make it to the Europa League final, and even then I think the Europa League is played at some point in May. So a lot to look forward to. We've still got this game against Roma, which is crucially important, because if we beat them we will go above them into 6th place. Here is the big game of the season at home against Roma. We're really in need of a win today, and we could actually get Rafa Benitez sacked if we win it as well. He is very insecure in his job, and moving down to 7th would not help that for him at all. But it would help us take control of our own destiny in the chase for European football. I'm hoping we'll be good enough to get the points. We're on a brilliant run of form. Morgenstern has been playing very well lately, so he continues to lead the line. Pires did score in his last match, which was encouraging to see after a couple of poor games. Gabbiadini has been consistent ever since I came in. Odje, Asensio and Diawara have set themselves up as my main 3 in midfield, with Rog out injured. Traore, Musacchio, Koulibaly and Florenzi our strongest back 4, and Murray is saving us points left, right and centre in goal. Corner from Gabbiadini sent to the middle. Diawara's header onto Musacchio and saved brilliantly on the line there. That was an almost certain goal. Free kick for Roma, cleared by Koulibaly. Salah puts it in to Oguzhan. Now Strootman onto Veros and Lekisevic. It is saved by Murray. Lekisevic given away to Traore. Now Odje forward to Morgenstern. He's got support. Diawara's there. There's a run being made on the left, but he didn't pick it out. Here's Odje. Ball given away to Coadio. He can send it forward to Salah. Cutting inside. He's got support there with Vieto, who's a dangerous player. We know that well. Florenzi though, can he dink one over the top? There are runs being made and he's just held on to the ball instead. Here come Roma again, but the ball has hit their own player, and Pires has been released down the left flank. That's what we need. He can get the ball in as well, but Lekisevic gets across. Pires trying to win it back from Strootman. The ball given away to Traore. Now Diawara to Asensio. Gabbiadini, choice goal. What an effort that is from Gabbiadini. He loves a big goal in a big game. I was not expecting that at all, and neither was the keeper. What a brilliant way to take the lead. Corner from Florenzi, sent to the back post. Koulibaly's headed down to Odger, and there's the 2-0 lead. Absolutely brilliant from the team, giving us that crucial breathing space, and we are on track to move up to 6th. Guardio trying to bring the ball out for Roma. He sent that one long, and it's gone straight to El Shaarawy. That was a beautiful ball, and El Shaarawy's hit the crossbar. That should have been a certain goal. Well, we're just 10 minutes away from another crucial victory. And here's Svensson, less than 4 minutes to play. Strootman to Ontiveros, forward to El Shaarawy. Now Melagoni into Guardio, Ontiveros. This is good passing. And there's Salah at the back post. And we are in for a nervous last 2 minutes. Svensson with the throw. Finds Sensi. A little bit worried at this 90-minute highlight. But here's Diawara. Over to Sensi. Ball out to Svensson. Can he get the ball in? He finds Gabbiadini, Sensi in the box, and he finds the bottom corner to wrap up the points for us. A brilliant goal from Sensi, a fantastic performance from the team, and a crucial 3 points. Strootman out to Ontiveros. This game is not over yet. He pushes it to Melagoni, ball over the top, cut out by Koulibaly, but it only finds Salah. His effort blocked. Ontiveros, though, hits the woodwork. Koulibaly sends the ball forward to Gabbiadini. Just over a minute of added time to play. Odger steps side of the midfielder, plays it to Svensson. He's got options. He finds Gabbiadini back inside to Odger. A lot of space in the middle of the pitch, but it's back out to Svensson. He's got a lot of space on the right, and he puts the cross in, but easily taken by Alisson. Just 10 seconds left in this game. It's going to be a crucial win for us. It puts us up into where the Europa League places will be. There's the full-time whistle. We have had some fantastic performances since taking over this football club, and I am very excited for what lies ahead next season. That has been a brilliant result, and hopefully some of the teams above us could slip up, because we're only 5 points off Palermo in the hunt for Champions League football with 8 games left to play. Well, here is the proof that that defeat for Roma did cost Rafa Benitez his job. So the Roma job is finally available, and it's not impossible. We could apply for this job and see if we can get it, because Roma would be an interesting prospect. They've not been the team they were for the last couple of seasons, although they are still finishing 2nd and 3rd. But I'm not sure I want to apply for this job. I think the Napoli team we've got at the moment, depending on how much money we get in the summer, could really become a force. There's a lot of potential in this team, and a lot of very good players as well. So I think with a few key signings in key areas, especially up front, I think we really could build a great team. Casada with a lot of potential as well. Pia also another one with great potential. 2 strikers there. At the moment we are playing Morgenstern up front the most because he is in form. But we've got quite a lot of potential, to be honest, in this team. So I'm not sure I want to take on an aging Roma squad, who is still being captained by Kevin Strootman. So I think for now we will continue as boss of Napoli. Interesting to see that AS Monaco currently under review Marco Landucci, the man who replaced us, so they must not be doing that well. But we'll take a closer look at them at the end of the season when we do a full review of all of our former clubs. But it's great to see that as things stand at the moment, we're only 2 points off 5th place. We're 1 point clear in 6th, and we are only 6 points from the Champions League places. So that is not out of the question yet. And given the form that we're in at the moment, we have been in excellent form since I took over. That game against Juventus where we were crushed 6-1 was the day I was hired. And since then, we've really gone on to do incredibly well. Just 2 defeats in that whole time, one of which was to Palermo. So with games to come against Milan next episode and the Europa League quarterfinals against Sevilla, a lot of excitement still to come. And then our run of games towards the end of the season are very winnable, except for that match against Juventus. But it is at home, and it's a warm-up for the TIM Cup final. So I'm really optimistic about the end of this season. And I think there is still a small chance we could qualify for the Champions League, either through the Europa League or through the league, but we'll have to wait and see what happens on that front. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you're enjoying this run of form and enjoyed the switch to Napoli. Let me know in the comments if you've got any suggestions of things I should take a look at, and make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. But until next time, see ya.